back to my channel. My name is Bree and this is Fire Roadmap to FU Money, where we talk about building wealth intentionally and designing a life that aligns with our value. So this video is kind of part of my series of getting ready for 2026, and I'm going to be doing my Q1 2026 Q1 financial goals. And for this, and just also for like other goals in my life for 2026, I'm using the 12-week year strategy. And if you have not read this book, I highly recommend you pick it up at the library. I actually had picked it up at my local library and I loved it so much, I went ahead and bought a hard copy instead of Kindle. I usually have a Kindle, but I bought a hard copy so I can highlight things and annotate things in the book. So this is what I'm going to be using as a guide for my 2026 goals. All of my goals, whether it's personal, professional, financial, self-care, all those things, I'm going to be using the 12-week. But since this is a personal finance channel, we are going to be focusing on the financial goals for 2026. So for 2026, I'm using the 12-week year strategy because instead of setting vague annual goals, I'm breaking the year into like focused 12-week execution cycles. So Q1 is just not the first quarter. It's an intentional 12-week sprint, I guess you could put it that way, designed to move me closer to my long-term FIRE goals without burnout. So let's start. I'm gonna flip to where I have my Q1. So this here is my 2026 financial goals, and I will put a link of the video somewhere. You can go back and watch, and we are going to be working on this. Okay, so my vision for this first 12-week cycle was kind of simple. It's more, we are coming into the new year and it's brand new, so my vision is more like build momentum, lock in systems, and remove friction. Removing friction, more like no spending, things like that. So everything I'm going to be focusing on has to support that vision. So the net worth, my first goal, to kind of build upon my 2026, maybe I should take this out as well. Yeah, let me take this one out, because each goal is going to kind of follow the same pattern of the yearly goal. So the first goal is going to be it's net worth based. So my net worth for Q1, or for this first 12 week, I would like this to be, and this is the wrong pen, I need this pen here. Okay, so let's use this one. So my goal for my net worth in 2026 is $550,000. So for Q1, I want to grow my net worth to 460,000. Which if I'm able to reach the 440,000 that I have for this year 2025, that will be an increase of 20,000 for 3 months, which is about 6,666, which is very feasible because I'm going to be contributing to my IRA. I'm going to be fully funding my IRA at the beginning of the year. So action step will be consistent investing. Consistent investing. I'm just copying this. Consistent investing, and then maxing out IRA. And I also want to look into backdoor IRA. I don't know. This is one of the investment strategy that I am so confused about. And if I'm confused about something, I typically will stay away. But I really want to read into the backdoor IRA because I don't think with my husband's combined income without tax, we have enough to contribute to Roth IRA. So by default, I just contribute to rollover IRA. But I'm going to look into the backdoor strategy because I remember last year when I was contributing to my IRA, Fidelity had a prompt message about whether I wanted to do a backdoor or not. But yeah, I'm gonna look into backdoor IRA, like see if it fits if I can do it. I don't know if I can, but we'll see. But yeah, so that is my first goal, the net worth. And the second goal is lower our spending. So I prepared a spreadsheet here based on, this is our Q1 kind of how much we spent, Q1 2025, how much we spent 2025, the first quarter, and the proposed reduction and how much we should be spending this first quarter in 2026. So last year, or I should say this year, it's still 2025. The first quarter in 2025, our total living expenses was 44.78%, let's say 45%, and I'm going to try and lower it by 1.55% by focusing on things like groceries, utilities, mainly groceries and utilities. It's actually just these two. We're going to try to lower groceries by 1%, and then utilities both utility, whether it's gas and electricity, by a combined 0.5%. So that brings it to like 1.55 to like 43%. So I'm gonna try to lower our living expenses from 45 to 43, which is like 2%. And then same with total education. This is things related to kids. So the total education right now is at 3.55%. This is based on our net income, not the gross income. So we're going to try and lower this by 0.5 to 3%. So right now I have 2% here. I should have like rounded it up, 2%, and then maybe not. So this one is, yeah, let's just keep it. I'm not going to round it up because the total is going to be about 3%. Yeah, and then transportation, we are going to lower our transportation from 2.37 to 2.25. This is very small, but I hope we can achieve, especially toll. We don't have, I want to try to use toll less. We don't have to, but sometimes I see the traffic, I'm like, oh, I'm not sitting in this traffic, so I hop on it in a toll lane and I pay, and then I regret later, but I got to work faster. So yeah, this is where the conscious spending plan is gonna help me a lot. Like, do I want to? Do I don't? Anyway, so but the goal is to lower our transportation expenses from 2.37 to 2.25. And then entertainment and fun money, we are going to lower this by 3/4 from 4.5 to 3.75. So in total, I'm hoping to lower our spending by 3% from 55 to 52% of our net income. And the reason why I'm doing percentage instead of dollars is because every month our expenses are different. It's not consistent throughout the year. and it's not supposed to be consistent throughout the year. You'll have like a little bit of variation here and there. So that's why I'm focusing more on the percentage rather than the total amount. But yeah, so lower our spending by 3%. Okay, and how do we plan on doing that? Basically, follow the whole conscious spending plan. Let me put this to the side. And meal prepping, conscious grocery shopping, lower impulse spending, being more strategic with other aspect of our life. Like I said, I mentioned like toll. Do I have to take the toll? Especially like when I leave work, I leave home pretty early. I try to avoid the morning traffic by leaving the house. Sometimes I leave at 6 o'clock, sometimes I leave at 6:30, so I can be at work by either 7 or 7:30. When I do it like that, I avoid rush hour. But then when I leave, I also hop in the toll lane. So I need to change my behavior. If I leave the house, I'm already leaving the house early. Do I have to hop in a toll lane? No, I don't have to. I leave work early as well. I leave work like between 2 and 2:30 to avoid rush hour. So, but then I still hop in a toll lane. So this is a habit that I need to break. I need to work on breaking that habit because I'm already leaving the house early. I'm already leaving work early. I'm already avoiding rush hour traffic. So what is the point of me hopping in a toll lane every single time? So that is a bad habit I need to break. So, yeah. Conscious action, to put that down. Be conscious with, with hopping in a toll lane. And I was like, oh, it's just $1, I can pay. Oh, it's just like, $1.50, I can pay. But that adds up. So anyway, so that is one. And then the second one is conscious grocery shopping. Okay, and then the third goal is increase our saving rate. Increase our savings rate. What is going on with my pen? It's skipping by 3%. So we lower our spending by 3%, which means we are increasing our savings rate by 3%. Okay, so action step is savings challenges. Savings challenges. I love savings challenges. And then max out all the pre-tax accounts, which I'm already doing. So this is like via automation, so I don't really need to write this down, but well, whatever. And then the last goal, which is conscious spending, which is actually going to be the lead measure. Conscious spending. So I'm not going to say no spend, I'm going to do low buy. Low buy. And every spending decision is going to be based on needs, value based, and future me. So purchasing decision, there we go. Purchasing decision based on values. Does it add value? needs. Is this a need? Is this a need, or it's a want that I convince myself to turn into a need? And future me. Future me or future us? I'll put me and then parentheses us. Okay, so if I execute this daily, but this is like, this is gonna take this is going to require a lot of mental effort to think about every time. It's going to be a good exercise and stop from the mindless swiping. So we shall see. But so one thing that's going to make a huge difference is going to be like a weekly accountability or like a daily checkup. So that's why in my when I was working on my budget planner, I came up with where is it? The no spend tracker. So every day or every week I will come and then put down whether I spent or whether I didn't spend. Green will be for no spend and red will be for I failed. And we're talking about, I'm not talking about things that I need. I'm not talking about groceries. I'm talking about, well, even within groceries, you know, not everything we buy within grocery is a need. Some of the things we buy in groceries are like what, like ice cream. Ice cream is not a need, but we still buy it. You know, obviously it brings pleasure to the kids and makes them happy. But you know, instead of buying it every time we go grocery shopping, we can just do once every other grocery run, for example. Things like that. But yeah, so every week when I will be working on crossing, where did it go again? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so every week when I will be, you know, coloring my no spend tracker, I will be asking myself, did my spending this week align with my values? Did my system run automatically? Did I show up consistently even when motivation was low? And those are the type of questions that I'll be only asking, not only for this but for every aspect of my life. You know, things like that. Yeah, so that is going to be it for this Q1 goal, or this first cycle of 12-week year. What about you guys? What are your goals for this first quarter? Have you already worked on your 2026 goals? Based on your 2026 goals, how are you setting yourself up for your first quarter? Have you read the 12-week year? Are you interested in reading it and implementing that in your life? Let me know. Let's get the conversation going. Let's build a system. That's more than just money. It's about building a system that's going to help us live our best life. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for always taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, leave a comment below, subscribe if you like what you see on my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye and happy savings.